Hello, Genesis. Excited to be here as we continue on in our Lent devotional series through Matthew. In the first half of this chapter, in chapter 10, we see Jesus sending out his disciples. And Jesus gives the parameters for how they are to go about as proclaimers of the gospel, the prophetic message that the gospel has come, the kingdom of heaven has come. But in these passages, in verses 24 through 42, Jesus is calling them to understand the cost of being a person who is a communicator, preacher, declarer, prophet of the gospel. Jesus says that they should not be surprised by the fact that they will endure persecution, that everyone that they come in contact with will not be receptive to the gospel message, that they will go out as sheep among wolves, as he says in the previous text, and that the message of the gospel is one that will cause division, that people will respond to it and have strong opinions for good or for bad. That Jesus says, I didn't come to bring peace, but I came to bring a sword, meaning not that Jesus is no longer the Prince of Peace, but the gospel of the kingdom is one that will cause you to pick a side, that there is no gray, that you are either for Jesus, as he says, or you are against him, that the word, the truth of the gospel will divide mother and father from son and daughter, that households will be divided about whether or not I will give my life to God, whether or not I will put my trust in Jesus. But Jesus says, even though you will receive persecution, that you should not allow that to overwhelm you, that you can take heart. First of all, because you shouldn't fear. Jesus says, fear not he who can kill the body but cannot kill the soul, but fear he who can kill the body and the soul in hell. And this fear is respect and reverence for God, that we see him, we honor him, that we submit our lives to him, and that we know that he is sovereign, that he is powerful, that he is above all things, that he is the one in whom I should give my life allegiance. He says, but God is the one that we ultimately lay ourselves down before. But the beautiful thing that is in this passage is that Jesus gives this warning about the fact that we cannot have split allegiances, that we cannot serve the world and serve God, that we cannot try to hold all those things together and be faithful to God, that either we will serve him fully or we will not serve him at all. There is no halfway. And so, but Jesus even still communicates this truth to us, that those who are faithful, those who remain in him, will not be put to shame, that there is a reward, that Jesus will glorify us, that he will reward us for our faithfulness, that all of the suffering, all of the persecution that will be endured as we faithfully follow Jesus will be in the end redeemed, that he will pay it all in the end. These are encouraging words for us, because if we live and we follow Jesus faithfully, we know that we will encounter difficulty. We will encounter it in our family. We'll encounter it in our workplaces. We'll encounter it in our communities. The people who just don't understand and don't agree with the way in which you have been called to live and be faithfully following Jesus. But you can take heart, because Jesus sees, that Jesus knows, and that Jesus in the end will repay for anything that you have lost and that you have sacrificed for the life lived being faithful to the gospel truth. We can be encouraged by that in Lent, in this season, that even as we are laying down things in service to the Lord, to draw closer to him. Whatever we're giving up, that we will be repaid that even more in the fact that we receive joy and peace, understanding, closeness, intimacy with God. Be encouraged on today. Bless you and continue to be blessed as we continue on in this Lent.